America. Best in the world. Simone Biles soaring to new heights in Rio with a golden touch. Her teammate, Aly Raisman, right by her side with silver. As America's golden boy does it again.
This isn't even close.
Michael Phelps with a record 22nd gold, leaving the competition in his wake.
Oh, baby, it's time to come on, Michael.
And Simone Manuel making history in the pool. Tying for gold in an epic day for Team USA.
Also breaking overnight, an emergency landing. At least 24 rushed to the hospital when a JetBlue flight hit severe turbulence. Passengers and luggage thrown into the aisle. A flight attendant carried off in a neck brace.
Major washout, flash flood from Arizona to Pennsylvania, drowning homes and roads, leaving thousands without power. Now the dangerous rain is moving east, while the life-threatening heat wave moves in as well.
And the amazing rescue.
Finally, we heard just a tiny little voice.
3 college students stranded in a cave, lost for nearly 30 hours. This morning, inside the race to find them.
Live in Times Square and Rio de Janeiro, this is Good Morning America.
It is a great morning, a great Friday here in GMA. We're going to have a huge crowd in Central Park. Look at that. All there for Mr. Keith Urban. And
Can't wait to get a
y'all, we
for that
can't
one.
wait. And, of course, so much excitement in Rio as well.
Unbelievable.
Those two Simones.
Simone's stealing the show.
Simone Biles, the best all-around gymnast. Simone Manuel becoming the first African-American woman to win an individual gold in swimming. Emotional moments for both of them.
And you saw Michael Phelps. Look again at this. A full body ahead of the competition, winning his 22nd gold medal, breaking a record more than 2,000 years old.
He's counting them.
Look at that. He's counting 4 this time.
Right.
For most individual Olympic titles, he won by almost 3 seconds. There was time to go to the bathroom before the next one came in. Ryan Lochte as well. We'll celebrate him, but we'll celebrate Amy, who's leading our team at the Olympics in Rio this morning. Hey, Amy.
Oh, guys, it was truly a historic night here in Rio. Gymnast Simone Biles cementing her place in history, and Michael Phelps beating his ultimate rival. And then, yes, newcomer Simone Manuel writing her name in the history books as well.
Full twisting double.
What a night for the red, white, and blue. Team USA crushing the competition.
A major solid.
Simone Biles, the 4'8" giant, capturing her first all-around gold with a stunning performance.
This has been her destiny all along.
The bubbly 19-year-old, known for her megawatt smile, in tears after her final routine.
I don't think I've ever seen Simone Biles cry.
Meanwhile, teammate Aly Raisman capturing silver with a near flawless floor exercise.
A return to the Olympics has been worth it.
Unable to control her emotion. The 2 American medalists hugging with happiness, but the night belonging to Biles. This pint-sized princess is now the undisputed queen.
Lochte's taken over the lead, but they're separated by 1/100th of a second.
And then the final duel in the pool between longtime rivals Michael Phelps and Ryan Lochte. These Rio roommates going head-to-head in the much-anticipated 200-meter individual medley, but Lochte himself, a 12-time medalist, proving to be no match.
This isn't even close. Michael Phelps is swimming away from everybody. He's got a full body leg lead.
Phelps blowing the competition out of the water.
And Michael Phelps has done it again.
The 5-time Olympian winning a jaw-dropping 22nd gold medal, becoming the first swimmer ever to win the same event at 4 straight Olympics. Meanwhile, American Ryan Murphy striking gold in the 200-meter backstroke. And in a photo finish,
Manuel is going to do it.
the other spectacular Simone Manuel, tying a Canadian for gold in the 100-meter freestyle, overcome with emotion. The win making Manuel the first African-American female swimmer to win a medal in any individual event. From the pool to the podium, tears of triumph on this unforgettable night.
And I was lucky enough to be there in the arena watching Simone and Allie. And of course, their performances were spectacular, but I loved watching their friendship. Before, during, and after, they were in each other's arms, hugging each other, cheering each other on. It was truly beautiful to witness. And Allie Reisman even joking after she won gold that she plans to crash Simone Biles' vacation. Reisman saying, I'm going to go to Belize with her. I haven't been invited, but I'm just going to go. I'm pretty sure that's going to be okay. Robin?
I think so. I mean, really appreciate your emails. You were emailing furiously about what was going on in there, about them hugging and everything. We appreciate that blow by blow. But joining us now for more is four-time Olympic medal gymnast Dominique Dawes. Enjoyed your tweets as well. You were eating pizza as you were watching them. I saw that.
Everyone knows that Simone Biles always ends her competitions having a slice of pepperoni pizza. So I actually shot that at least 3 hours before she won of myself taking a bite of the pizza because I was that confident.
You knew. You knew.
We knew. Everyone knew. I mean, she's that dominant. She already, just with the start value alone, was nearly a point ahead of everyone else on the floor.
What sets her apart from everybody else?
Well, the new scoring system, she's now allowed to do the more difficult maneuvers and get credit for it, which is different than how it was when I competed. We were capped at a 10.0. So if you did the more difficult moves, you wouldn't get credit for it. So why take the risk?
And another great one in the pool, Michael Phelps. I mean, he is just a set apart of everybody else in the pool.
He really is. I mean, I think he has an extra first or second or fourth gear that he turns on at an Olympic Games. People, you know, they think he can win, but yet Lochte had been winning world championship after world championship 4 in a row. And then you think, oh, Lochte's going to be right up there with Michael Phelps, and Michael Phelps just zooms by him and takes it over.
I know, and he still seems like he could go for another Olympics. I remember in 2000, and the first one, and here he is still again, now a father and everything.
Yeah, I was at those Olympic Games in 2000 with him when he was that breakout athlete, and then he's still going strong, and his 5th Olympic Games is pretty impressive.
How about this breakout athlete, Simone Manuel? I mean, to win, the first African-American woman to win a medal in the pool like that, and just to feel her emotion, see her emotion.
Truly, she brought me to tears last night. I was laying in bed with my 2 little girls because I had to put them down to sleep, and I was watching her win. The TV was on mute, and I was really weeping because she had some amazing tears of joy with her teammates from Stanford that she was celebrating with, and just knowing the message that young African-American young girls are going to take from this, that they too can become Olympic champion swimmers. You know, us women don't always want to get in the water because of our hair or, you know, just other things in our culture, and she's kind of broken down that barrier, and I love it.
And you know, all these champions that we're talking about this morning, you know the feeling that they have waking up today.
It's exciting. I think the first feeling they have is they recognize that it does take a village, as I was saying with this whole look that that's going on right now, that their coaches, their parents, their fans, their teammates. I mean, Simone and Allie, how tight they are on the floor. They're even tighter behind closed doors. And I truly think the time that they spend at the ranch with the Carolis, Marta Karolyi and her helping them become better athletes has helped them become better friends, and I love to see it.
Yeah, maybe they will go on vacation together. Who knows?
I'm sure they will.
All right, Dominique, thank you. All right, Jesse, how about that medal count?
How about it, Robin? You remember yesterday the Americans had a 1 gold medal lead over China. They've now extended that gold medal lead to 5, and of course the Americans still lead the overall count with 38. China in 2nd place. Japan and Russia round out 3 and 4. Yesterday, Australia was in 5th place. That spot now belongs to Great Britain, and we've got so much more excitement tonight. Katie Ledecky, who many consider the best and most dominant athlete in the world, male or female, she's competing in the 800-meter freestyle final tonight. Plus, track and field gets underway tonight. So many more medals on the horizon for the Americans, David.
I love that lead. All right, Jesse, thanks so much. In the meantime, we're going to turn to some of the other news breaking this morning and to that midair scare overnight. A JetBlue flight from Boston to Sacramento forced to make an emergency landing in South Dakota after hitting severe turbulence. At least 24 people taken to the hospital. And ABC's Kana Whitworth is in Los Angeles with the latest for us this morning. Kana, good morning.
David, good morning. This turbulence was so sudden and so violent, it sent people flying from their seats if they weren't strapped in, hitting their heads on the overhead bins, cracking the bins. They had to make an emergency landing to get people to the hospital. Overnight, terrifying moments for passengers and crew on board a JetBlue flight en route from Boston to Sacramento, rocked by severe turbulence after running into bad weather.
It was almost like a bang, like we hit a wall and just dropped straight down. And there was stuff in the aisles. You had people crying.
The cross-country flight making an emergency landing in South Dakota. 22 passengers and 2 crew members rushed to the hospital.
Within seconds, we dropped probably about 100 feet. People flew out of their seats who were strapped in.
A flight attendant taken off the plane in a neck brace. This picture posted on social media showing the damaged bathroom.
One of the pilots came out of the cockpit and said, we had some injuries, so we're going to need to find an airport and do an emergency landing.
Turbulence, very common in warm weather months. Back on May 8th, passengers were injured when a JetBlue plane traveling from Puerto Rico to Orlando experienced rough air. 31 were injured when severe turbulence struck this Etihad Airways plane. So JetBlue telling ABC News this morning that they sent care team members to help with the people that were injured, and they also sent in a replacement aircraft to get everybody to Sacramento. Robin.
Oh, scary moments there, Kana. Thank you. Now to the race for the White House. Donald Trump doubling down and stepping up his attack on Hillary Clinton after calling her and President Obama founders of ISIS. ABC's Cecilia Vega is here with the latest on all that and Clinton's response. Good morning, Cecilia.
Robin, good morning to you. The fact checkers are having a field day with this one. President Obama did not found ISIS, but after a full day of refusing to back down from these comments, insisting he meant exactly what he said, this morning Donald Trump now says he was just being sarcastic.
This morning, Donald Trump has a new line of attack.
I call President Obama and Hillary Clinton the founders of ISIS. They're the founders.
And he lobbed the inflammatory accusation not once.
These are the founders of ISIS because of bad judgment.
Not twice.
He is the founder in a true sense.
But nearly 20 times in one day. Clinton firing back on Twitter saying, no, Barack Obama is not the founder of ISIS. Anyone willing to sink so low, so often, should never be allowed to serve as our commander-in-chief. A spokesman adding, this is a false claim from a presidential candidate with an aversion to the truth and an unprecedented lack of knowledge. And from the White House, a one-word response, seriously? Trump's running mate Mike Pence trying to explain.
The media is talking today about another controversy over semantics.
But the nominee himself not backing down when challenged by conservative radio host Hugh Hewitt.
You meant that he created the vacuum, he lost the peace.
No, I meant he's the founder of ISIS. I do.
But he's not sympathetic to them. He hates them. He's trying to kill them.
He was the founder. The way he got out of Iraq, that was the founding of ISIS.
Well, just a few minutes ago, Trump took to Twitter with a very different justification. Take a look. He says, ratings challenged CNN reports so seriously that I call President Obama and Clinton the founder of ISIS and MVP. They don't get sarcasm. That's a new line after he refused to walk back those comments, even when given that opportunity to do so, David.
All right, a new line and new fallout this morning. Let's get right to ABC's chief global affairs correspondent, Martha Raddatz, who's covered ISIS extensively and, of course, the race for president as well. Martha, great to have you as always. And first, you heard a conservative radio host, Hugh Hewitt, there. He asked Donald Trump if this is what he really meant, that the president was founder of ISIS. You heard Hugh give Donald Trump an out, and instead Donald Trump said, no, I meant he's the founder of ISIS. He doubled down. And now just a short time ago saying this was sarcasm.
David, as you know, this is a familiar cycle with him. He says something provocative. Remember what he said about the Second Amendment, people, then gets criticized, then says it's the media misinterpreting him. But as you said, he had really doubled down on this statement that President Obama and Hillary Clinton were founders of ISIS. And that distracts from an issue where critics say Hillary Clinton is vulnerable. ISIS did gain strength during her time as Secretary of State. So if he stayed on message, David, instead of what he calls sarcasm, he could probably make some strong points.
And Martha, as you know, in the last 24 hours, he told some supporters, I'm having a problem with Utah, saying Ohio is close as well. We need help. And in an interview, he signaled what he might do if he loses. I wanted to play this and get your reaction on the backside.
I just keep doing the same thing I'm doing right now, and at the end, it's either going to work or I'm going to, I'm going to have a very, very nice, long vacation.
You know, Martha, it's very rare we hear from a candidate about plans if they lose, rather. They usually don't go there.
You're so right, David. This was certainly not the confident winner that Donald Trump usually presents himself as. He was practically pleading for votes, but he sees the polls, and the polls are in a slide right now for him, especially in a couple of those key battleground states. Will this be a new theme for Trump? I could lose. I doubt it, David.
All right. Martha Raddatz, always great to have you.
All right, David, we're going to move on now to another big headline this morning. An amusement park accident in Pennsylvania. A 3-year-old falling off This roller coaster rushed to the hospital. It's at least the third incident on park rides in less than a week. ABC's Lindsay Janis has more.
They're requesting a helicopter.
A day at the amusement park turned into a nightmare.
On an aged child who fell from a roller coaster.
A 3-year-old boy rushed to the hospital with unknown injuries after falling from this wooden roller coaster at Idlewild and Soak Zone in Pennsylvania.
He was talking, he was alert, but he was airlifted to a local hospital.
The park, known for its rides and water slides, now keeping the roller coaster at a standstill as investigators work to determine what went wrong.
Our rides are inspected daily.
This, the third serious incident involving amusement park rides in less than a week.
There's risk in every amusement ride. The majority of the incidents that occur on amusement rides today are human error.
On Monday, 3 girls were injured at a Tennessee carnival after their Ferris wheel basket flipped sideways, sending them plummeting nearly 40 feet to the ground. And 10-year-old Caleb Schwab killed on a water slide Sunday in Kansas City. Investigators still trying to determine how he fell out of his restraints.
And this morning, no word on how that little boy in Pennsylvania is doing. The ride that he was on had one height requirement for children riding on their own and another if they were with a parent. David?
All right, Lindsay, thanks so much. In the meantime, we're going to turn to that incredible survival story. 3 college students lost while exploring a cave in Arkansas, trapped underground for nearly 30 hours. This morning, they are now safe and sound and telling their story. Here's ABC's Gio Benitez.
A race against the clock to find 3 Arkansas State University students who disappeared into this cramped, dark cave near Cushman, Arkansas.
Here's Casey.
Casey Sherwood, a soon-to-be senior and Cub Scout leader, was leading 2 incoming freshmen on an expedition of the Blowing Cave, where crevices can reach a depth of 40 feet, when he suddenly realized his group was lost.
Initially, we were panicked about not being able to make it out, but after that, it was, we got into survival mode, I guess you would say, and we got ourselves hunkered down and we decided to wait it out.
Nearly 30 hours went by as the trio huddled together to stay warm, sitting in a triangle formation, breathing into their shirts to generate hot air. Sherwood's wife alerted authorities to the group's disappearance. Emergency personnel responding to the scene around 1:45 a.m. Firefighters and cave experts from a local college entering the cave, of which only 1.5 miles is officially mapped. The 3 students began yelling and whistling, hoping to alert any rescuers to their whereabouts, about 30 minutes from the cave's entrance.
We had a routine about every 5 or 10 minutes or so. We would either have a really high-pitched whistle or a very loud help calling out. And it was during one of those routine moments that finally one of the rescue teams heard us.
This morning, their families are grateful. They never gave up hope.
They say that once you're in a cave for over 24 hours, at that time, it's no longer search and rescue, it's just a recovery mission. So plenty of people were rather surprised to see us walking out of that cave.
Surprised indeed, and we're told the 3 young men had mild hypothermia and they're going to be okay. In fact, I want to show you a photo right now. Take a look at this photo right now. Those are the 2 Japanese foreign exchange students right after they were rescued, giving that peace sign. I'd say they have the right mindset, right?
Yeah. They look better than we would look if we spent that much time in the cave. Thanks, Gio.
They look better than we did after being at Barbra Streisand last night.
That's right. Her encores just ended. We're lucky we even got in this morning.
That's true, but it was worth it. It was worth it. How about this flooding we got going on, Rob?
I'm going to take you to your hometown, Pass Christian.
Yeah.
Check out some of the flooding down there. We had 6, 7, 8 inches of rain to southwest Mississippi, southeast Louisiana. That'll continue today. You also have flood watches across parts of Missouri and into Chicago, even northern New England, upstate New York, and then heat and humidity for the Northeast. Your weekend getaway now brought to you by Delta Faucet.
To those who don't run from mud, but through it, who know it wasn't a day at the beach unless someone got buried. To the fullbacks, gearheads, and those with green thumbs. To the sticky, the stinky, even those who get a little icky. To all the beautiful mess makers, keep it up. With Delta Intuition plus H2O Kinetic, you can. See what Delta can do.
Well, yesterday was hot, but today is going to be just that much hotter. More heat, more humidity. We've got a heat advisory that goes up until 8 o'clock today. All the counties here in orange from Montgomery down towards Spotsylvania, King George County as well. Take a look at what it will feel like by noontime today. 94 to 98, and at times we could top out just over 105 degrees during the afternoon. For the weekend, that high 98. We've taken the chance of rain out, but it will feel more like we're around 105 and higher.